Hello there, Biaka Miyazodesu and welcome to my cosplay stream. So, hope everyone has had a wonderful entry in the 2023 year, and as I promised, I decided to start the year, open up my 2023 streams with some Tifa cosplay. So, I'm actually so proud because I saw the mature dress from Final Fantasy VII Remake is my favorite dress from her, and I'm so happy that I was able to get her dress at a really fantastic price. Also, kudos to the person that was selling this because it's in excellent condition. I think it's a good quality price relation. So, and I feel so proud being able to dress as her, and I also did the wig. For anyone that watched my recent photos slash videos, saw the work I put into the wig, and I'm actually quite proud of the final result. And today we're just gonna be chilling, talking about cosplay, talking about 2023 expectations. And I don't know if I'm gonna do like 2 hours of stream because, you know, as day goes by it gets colder even though I'm indoors, and this is not really warm. It's not a warm cosplay. So let's see how it will go. But yes, I'm really happy. I'm not one to make New Year resolutions. I'm a kind of person that really likes the perspective of Carpe Diem. I like to live each day, and of course it doesn't mean that I don't have long-term goals. But I'm not like, oh, I have to do this up until the end of the year. I don't really care about those things. Of course, I want to do many more cosplays. I already have shared with everyone on my social media that I currently have Violet Evergarden's cosplay. It's also a character that I'm really looking forward to cosplay. And there's one more surprise on the way. I still haven't got my hands on that cosplay, but it's already bought. I know it has arrived safely, and I'm just waiting for the opportunity to be able to try it on, and when I do it, I'm gonna share with everyone. But yeah, I hope to do a lot of cosplay this year. I don't want to spend a lot of money, but I would like to at least try my hand at doing some cosplays, making them myself, because for example, Rebecca Chambers from Resident Evil, I want to try doing her leather suit version. I really love Rebecca. I think she's one of the best characters in Resident Evil, and I want to try because the pants are really easy to get to. I can basically buy them at any store for a good price, but the leather top that she wears, it has a more specific design that it's not really easy to come by. So I want to try and maybe do her top, because trying to look for a top, spending the money, and then trying to, I don't know, I have to check my options, because I don't know if it would be simpler slash cheaper to just buy a leather top and then trying to modify it so it will look like the one that Rebecca uses, or just trying to do it from scratch and buying the fabric to do that. I don't know. I still have to check those options to see which one is cheaper, but it's really a shame basically destroying a piece that could be worn by someone just to try to transform it into a cosplay. I think it's a shame. And there's one other cosplay, but I mean, I have no option because there's no official cosplay for Rebecca. I mean, her police suit, whatever you wanna call it, is not that hard. Maybe it's one of the easier cosplays to find officially, but that one, not so much. And one that I would also try, I want to try doing it because the official cosplay exists, of course, but it's not easy to come by, and when you find it, it's actually really expensive. It's Kaine. I would really like to do her normal outfit. Of course, the one thing I will have to maybe acquire officially is her wig, because she has a really specific hairstyle. Then again, I bought a wig that is for Violet, but the wig is basically a standard blonde wig, and I will have to do I'm forgetting the name. I will have to stylize her hair to make it look like her her hairstyle, so that is gonna be a challenge in itself. And aside from cosplay for this year, I'm not promising that I'm doing those cosplays this year, but I would really try to, maybe when I have my vacation, my bigger vacation, try to do that in my free time. It would be really interesting. And what else? Aside from cosplay, I really want to maybe record more classical music for my professional YouTube. And I also want to try and do more covers in cosplay, because I've done a few during 2022. I know that I at least did one for Nezuko with the song that was really famous from the first season, and I would really love to try and do more, because now I have Tifa, and I'm of course expanding my cosplays, my cosplay wardrobe, and I still have to do for 2B. There's so many awesome. The problem with 2B is that I love the entire Nier soundtrack, so it's really difficult to just do one music, and I think I will do more than one. I don't know if I will also try my hand at maybe singing some covers. I'm not sure about that one yet, but I would like to do them also. And that's basically it. That's what I want to try and explore. I don't know. I'm also really excited because today at 10 p.m. I will, of course, it's always the time I do my streams. This one is special, a little bit out of schedule. But today at 10 p.m. I will finally return to playing Crisis Core. I'm so happy because I had some trouble with my PS4, but now it's fixed. And we're ready to go back to that and just do Zack's story, and we haven't yet found Tifa there. By the way, please tell me, this is like a just chatting stream. I will also do other stuff, I will see some stuff with you, but basically, I still haven't found Tifa. You can see that I'm really at the beginning because I still haven't encountered Tifa in Crisis Core. And I'm actually a little bit disappointed with Tifa's look because I remember that her cowboy outfit from the original Crisis Core was actually it had a lot of detail. It's not my favorite look for her. I don't think the cowboy look really suits her, but it was such a detailed outfit for a PSP4 game. And then you have the cowboy outfit, cowgirl outfit that she has in this game, and it looks so low res. It's such a disappointment because it was a really nice outfit. I get it. They changed the look of her cowgirl outfit when they did the remake. But I remember, even though it was like some blurry vision from Cloud, I remember that her outfit was still interesting. And then I look at this remaster that is supposed to have some visual similarities to the remake, and her outfit looks like they just pasted the design on her body. It's so weird, so it doesn't make any sense for me. But that's that. If you want me to flex also my Final Fantasy collection, I don't have a lot of stuff actually. What I have is, of course, this Tifa figure. So her traditional remake outfit, I'm actually still trying to acquire the outfit, so any help you can give me on my coffee. Actually, let me just pull up here if I write it. All the money I can gather on coffee, I will try to buy her outfit. Of course, you can always ask for rewards. You can select between prints. I always do a shout out of your support on my social media. You can go from prints, stickers, stuff that I made. You have the gallery there. It's for you to browse and to choose any reward that you want according to your contribution to this. I'm really trying to get it, but it's, you know, I feel like I have too many hobbies between music. Music is not hobby, it's professional, but I also have to spend money on that, and between liking games, liking cosplay, having other stuff that I really enjoy that are not like geek or otaku stuff, you just see, and of course having to pay bills, you just see your money disappear. But yeah. And of course I have this. I'm so proud of this because it's Tifa's music box, and it was given me actually as a Christmas present, and I'm really thankful to my boyfriend because this is a great gift. I love these music boxes. They are really well made. It's a shame because music boxes have a really small mechanism, so it's not like I can hear the entire theme. So this is Tifa's theme, and it's not, I cannot hear the entire theme, but you can still hear a part, and it's really recognizable. And I don't know, I've really loved music boxes since I was little, and I feel like any song that is put in a musical box has a certain kind of magic. I don't know why. Hi there, Toze, how are you? Hi! Let me put this playing for you. Actually, you should hear it better here. And then it loops. True, it's been a while. No, not Aerith, Tifa's music box. I know it sounds like Aerith because the sound of the music box would really fit well with Aerith's theme, but this is Tifa's theme. No, nobody gets that strongly judged for mistaking it. At least here I want no judgments. I only judge stuff done by professionals. But how have you been? How are you? So just to clarify, you played the remake, but not the original. Now you are entering judging field. No, I'm kidding. Just curious. Yep, just a remake. Okay, so you are really waiting. Have you played the Yuffie DLC? I haven't played that because I don't have a PS5. Oh, okay. Not yet, it's still in the work. And how about Crisis Core? Crisis Core has been all the rage, and I'm actually currently playing Crisis Core. Oh, playing the original on the PS1. That should be an experience. I've played the original Final Fantasy VII, but on the PS4 because it's also available there. I don't judge. 2 seconds after. You have not played. Yes, exactly. Hi there, Sinners. How are you? No, I will tell you what I judge. And this is actually a theme that has been arising. My Twitter, you know, I don't follow a lot of people on Twitter, so most I follow on Twitter are topics. And of course, I follow Final Fantasy. And Final Fantasy VII, due to the remake, has been all the rage. Suddenly, everyone loves Final Fantasy VII, but not Final Fantasy VII, the remake. And that's valid, of course. You can play only the remake and have no interest in playing the original. But what I judge is not that decision or the thing, people liking only the remake. That's not the problem for me. The problem is when people try to argue with people that know the other stuff and they try to shun other people's knowledge by using arguments from only knowing the remake. And that's been happening. For example, people are going nuts with Crisis Core because suddenly it's totally acceptable that you ship Cloud and Aerith. I mean, you're playing Cloud, you like Aerith, I like Aerith, and you start shipping them with each other. That's totally fine. But then people are suddenly bashing Square Enix, Crisis Core and Zack because suddenly Zack is in the picture and they are suggesting, which has always been like that, are suggesting that Zack is Aerith's first love. So they are confirming them as a couple. And people are going, they are saying no because Square Enix is changing everything. That's not true. I mean, Crisis Core has been around for a lot of time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for stopping by and for the lurk. By the way, peeps with PS3, you can get digitally the original. Oh, really? If you have the PS3, you have access, free access to the original. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Thank you for sharing the information. Actually, the other day, I was just scrolling through the promotions that they are currently doing on the PS4, and I just stumbled upon Plague Tale Innocence. Innocence? Yes. I think it's the first one, right? Plague Tale Innocence for free. And I acquired from my library. I really want to play that game and suddenly it's free. I pressed it, I paid nothing, and I have the game. So if you don't know about that, please go check it in if you are interested in Plague Tale, because it's for free right now. I don't know if it's, but I checked it on the weekend. I don't know if it's still free, but at least on the weekend it was. I'm gonna say this. I played the original the original Crisis Core, but I didn't play it on the PSP. I do own a PSP, but unfortunately I never found the game at the time. And at the time I played Crisis Core, I was really interested in playing it. I played on the PC because at the time I had never found Crisis Core on the shelves, and my PSP also has a joystick problem because it's really old, and yeah, it's starting to lose. It's not drift. At this point, the joystick just moves the character on his own. Just so you see how bad it is. I think my sister tried to do a cleaning of the console. She made it worse. Not that I'm not mad nor anything. She tried to do it, and I'm really glad she did, because I basically gave my PSP to her because at a certain point I had no more interest in it, and she used it for herself, so she can go ahead and do whatever she wants with it. That looks like an improvement. It's autopilot, yes. The problem is autopilot is only forward, and sometimes you have to turn. It's a little bit difficult. The PSP foreshadowed the Nintendo Switch drift. Yes, I really hope that the drift doesn't happen. I actually have a Switch right now. I bought it on the Black Friday with my boyfriend, and I'm just praying that the drift doesn't come too soon. I'm really a retro guy. I play a few retro games. I feel like I'm balanced. I really enjoy a lot of modern games, but I also like a lot of retro games. Oh, you fixed Joy-Cons. Even PSP ones though. Right now my Switch is fine. I mean, it's what? 2 months old? So right now it's fine. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Oh, nice. Nice. I will just ask you, give me a second because I will have to turn on the light because it's rapidly getting darker. So just a moment. Also, I do clear shell mods. I'm not sure what that is. If you want to explain better, I actually don't know what that is. And sorry if that's no. Go ahead. If you couldn't do it, I would say no. Stop. No, but it's okay. Go ahead. I don't mind. So this is not only about just chatting here. I did prepare some stuff to be doing here on stream today. So what I will do, and I will change a little bit the perspective, is... So let me try and open here some stuff. Ah, wait. Oh, I don't have... Okay. Okay. So let me see if I can... Oh, yes. I actually don't know how to stop the bot from doing that because I don't know where did I put that, but I think I blocked all links, and I don't know because there's a way to time out the bot and being able to let links appear, but I actually don't know how to do that. Oh, I should have changed my publicity. I do have on my coffee shop an Aerith photo set, but I should have put here the Tifa photo set because I also have one, although I don't have a... Okay, let me see. By the way, if you want, yeah, either on Instagram, or if you want, you can also join Discord and you can share it there. Feel free to share it on my Discord. Then you can show it to everyone. You can show it, I mean, you can show it on the lounge, where... Yeah, I think because I did a lot of places to share stuff, but yeah, I think that would be... Oh, thank you. Go ahead, go ahead. Okay, now I'm trying to set up. Let's see if I can do it here. I will have to change some stuff. So you are seeing me double. That's not what we want. Okay, just one is enough. One of me is enough. And let's also window capture. Okay, let me see, because this is not... Yeah, it's not recognizing. Sometimes the window capture it's really... It's really stubborn. Yeah, it's not working still. Yep, not this. Wait. Haha, now it decided to show up. Too early to see double, exactly. Although Tifa does mix drinks, I mean, it's not really recommended to be seeing double so early. Okay, so what I wanted to do, and we were talking about shameless publicity, is since I'm dressed as Tifa, I actually wrote a fanfic about Tifa and Cloud. And as you can read on the title, it's called A Wall Market Date. So what I decided to do, and I think I put that on the description, is I decided to imagine, so if you do remember the scene in Final Fantasy VII Remake where you decide what kind of dress Tifa should wear, because Tifa says, how about we go on a date just to talk about our childhood, remember stuff, catch up with each other, and Cloud says it's the part where you choose what you want Tifa to wear, and Cloud says, well, I chose that option. He wants something mature, and that's exactly what I'm wearing, and that's the dress I described in this story. So what I want to do is, I want to read, of course doing shameless publicity for me, but I want to read the Wall Market Date that I wrote for Tifa and Cloud. So this is happening. Of course, this doesn't fit with the Final Fantasy VII Remake story, because I'm imagining that somewhere between that scene and the moment where Tifa is kidnapped or taken to meet Don Corneo, she has the chance to dress like this and go on a date with Cloud, and then they return to their friends and to the mission at hand, and the story goes on. So let's see how that goes, shall we? So, a Wall Market Date. As I said, while in Sector 7, Tifa and Cloud talk to each other, reminisce together, and end up setting up a date with Tifa choosing her clothes based on Cloud's taste. Also, I did create an outfit for Cloud, because you know that in the game you don't see him wearing a suit or nothing like that. He wears a dress too, and actually most times I think the dresses are somewhat similar in their design or in the color scheme to what Tifa wears. So I had to basically, I think I saw a fan art, but I'm not sure because I wasn't ever able to find it again. But I think I at the time had seen a fan art where I felt like this was a good inspiration for the description. But I never found that fan art, so I cannot give credits for it. I don't remember the artist, unfortunately. However, that date never happens due to Don Corneo's kidnapping of Tifa, which prompts Cloud to the saving. But what if they had the chance to go on that date? How would it have gone? I also decided to add a scene that depicts Cloud and Big showing off a little of their friendship and decided on some clothing for the date on Cloud's part. Some of the dialogues may be recognizable from Final Fantasy VII Remake, and there is some teasing and innuendos. Hope you enjoy. So you won't see anything explicit. I didn't want to do it like an erotic thing, because it's not that I couldn't write it, but there's a specific moment in the game for that, and I'm looking forward to see what they will do in the remake, because having that part being explicit, I don't know if they will have the courage for it. Then again, there are a lot of parts that I'm really curious about what they will do, that are parts that were in the original Final Fantasy VII, and if they are going to make it explicit in the remake, I don't know how that could go. I think they are gonna change it for the remake. But if you want to learn more about that, you can always check my live on Good Choco Cookies Instagram, because we did a Final Fantasy live where we discussed some of those things. So, another day on chapter 1. I don't know, I think I divided it into like 2 chapters, maybe? Chapter 1. It's a date. Another day on Sector 7. Cloud may have appeared a bit annoyed at doing rounds through the slum just to fix water filters, but some more time with Tifa, for whatever reason, was always good enough. After finishing the tasks given, they headed to a well-deserved rest in their rooms, being greeted at the stairs by Marl. After notifying them to install their filters in their rooms, she asked for a few words with Cloud, reminding him to be a real friend to Tifa and really listen to what she has to say. At the top of the stairs, Tifa was idling, waiting to tell him to meet up in her room after. Rushing to his room, Cloud changed his filter as quickly as possible, heading for her room and entering without knocking. "So," Tifa said, approaching Cloud with eyes brimming of curiosity. "After you left the village." So, for people who have played the original Final Fantasy VII Remake, you may recognize the dialogue that I'm about to read, because it's actually the dialogue that you do in the game. And the scene that I'm describing is also what happens in the game leading up to this. Cloud was left at a loss for words. He hated to talk about the past, about all those years away from her, how it wasn't the bright soldier career he had dreamt of. "I let you off the hook before, back at the hall." Tifa could sense how uncomfortable Cloud seemed with that subject, but she needed to know. But not this time. He knew. He knew that for some reason he was running away from the past, running away from the disappointment she might feel for him not becoming the hero he wanted to be. But her eyes just peered deeper into his, her honest smile begging for him to tell her something. "Well, when we were kids, everybody wanted to be a soldier, right?" he recalled. "Yeah," Tifa agreed. "I remember they were on the news every day during the war." "Thing is, by the time I made it, they didn't need heroes anymore," he said as he turned away from Tifa, not able to bear facing her with those words. "It was nothing like what we dreamt of. It was just working for Shinra. Just..." How could he face her with that smile? She was working hard to fight Shinra. Cloud just struggled to try to say something more, but there was no happy part. There was nothing he could say further. "I'm sorry," Tifa ended up saying amidst the silence growing between the two. "I know it's a touchy subject." "Not exactly small talk," he agreed, finally facing her from across the room. "Especially with someone you haven't seen in a while." "I get it." She decided to drop the subject, her voice a bit shaky, convincing herself that this would suffice for now. "Still, it's kind of funny." She moved on, trying to bring the conversation to a high note. "Us going our separate ways, thinking that must be it, that we'll never meet again, and then here of all places we do. It's been so long, yet they still manage to find their way to each other once again. You know what?" She brims with energy, suddenly struck by a grand idea. We should totally celebrate. Let's dress up and hit the town. Really? Cloud wasn't much of a party person, but he wasn't about to turn down Tifa's enthusiasm, nor her invitation. Tifa suddenly realized what she was proposing and to whom. I mean, why not? She refrained herself a little. It'll be fun. Do you even have fancy clothes? That may have come out a bit rude, but Cloud was eager to see what kind of clothes she would wear in their outing, an outfit for their reunion. Not like fancy, but I'll figure something out. She continued, trying to keep him interested. What do you think would suit me? She asked, backing away with open arms, letting Cloud have a good look at her. He was looking at her with a pensive look, reminiscing of how he looked at her when they were children, and how they have grown so far from each other, clinging to childhood dreams, wondering how they have changed, how he wanted to see more of the grown-up Tifa. Something refined. He ended up muttering, hoping to see another side of Tifa. Yeah, I guess we're not kids anymore, she replied as if she was able to read his mind. Be sure to pick an outfit that goes with mine. Will do, Cloud replied, a bit bashful. Tifa laughed gently, happy to see him in high spirits. This is gonna be so much fun, you'll see, she promised. Yeah, maybe. He nodded, a soft smile in his lips. Then let's head out for now, Tifa smiled back. There's some more stuff to do, but tonight it's a date. This is the part where... Well, I actually don't remember if I changed that or if she does say that tonight they will have a date and then it never happens because missions and Final Fantasy VII story, but I don't remember if that part was one that I added. Cloud averted his eyes, embarrassed by the thought of having a date with the girl he had always admired. They headed for the bar, where Barrett was already waiting for Tifa for an emergency meeting about Avalanche's next movement. I'm sorry, this won't take long, Tifa apologized after pouring a Cosmo Canyon for Cloud at the counter. Why don't you walk around the slums and see if there's more for you to do or see? Let's meet up tonight at my room. And with that, she left for Avalanche's underground base. So this is where the story will diverge a little, because now Cloud will have to go find something to wear. Cloud rose from the stool in a sluggish manner. There was really nothing he really wanted to do or see. After trying to distract himself with some darts at the bar, he decided to make some more rounds around the slums, trying to see if something caught his eye. Now that he was thinking about it, what would he wear? He talked about wearing something different and that he would make the effort to match Tifa's outfit, but what would she wear? What could he wear? Walking aimlessly, Cloud tried to remember the shops he visited, but none of them seemed to sell clothing, even less the likes of suits or formal/elegant clothing. Cloud? Cloud turned as a familiar voice called him out amidst his rounds through the shops. You look kinda lost, buddy. Biggs approached him with a smile, finding the way Cloud was just strolling around weird. Cloud fumbled for words, uncertain if he should share his worries with him. Then again, he should know the slums much better than him. I need to buy some clothes. Clothes? Biggs repeated, surprised that Cloud would be looking for that kind of stuff. He seemed like the kind of guy who would wear the same outfit for days on end. Tifa said we should celebrate our reunion after all these years, he said, a bit embarrassed. Oh, I see what this is. Biggs finally understood. Don't you worry, I've got your back, he reassured him. Come on. Cloud hurried after Biggs, following him into the back of the building. The store had a modest look to it, exposing in rows of hangers what seemed to be your typical everyday life clothing. Well, we don't have anything fancy like suits, but I don't think those would suit you anyways, Biggs said as they walked in. So let's see if we can put something together for you. Biggs began to toss some random clothes to Cloud's extended arms, pushing him into the dresser to try some things on. Cloud came out with a blue t-shirt with a smiley face and very loose jeans. Biggs just lost it. You look like a big kid, he managed to say while bursting in laughter. Now, don't look so mad, he said, trying to calm down while wiping down his tears and looking at Cloud pouting. I just really wanted to see you try something more cheerful. Try the trousers and the white shirt for now, for the real deal, he winked. Cloud returned to the dresser, trying the next combination. Come on, at least tuck your shirt in, Biggs laughed, holding back the urge to tell him how he acted like a kid once again. But those straight-laced pants really do suit you, and it's something refreshing to see. He approved, seeing the combination of a more formal and straight-cut black pants with a white shirt that Cloud managed to tuck to complement his silhouette. Now, accessories. Biggs tossed him suspenders, a tie, and a bow. Maybe he was taking too much inspiration in Tifa's usual clothing, but it was interesting to see Cloud in that getup. For the final touch, you really have to use something with color. Biggs pondered, watching Cloud closely. Tifa isn't much of bright colors girl, so I think purple would be a safe play. Do you prefer the tie or the bow? Neither of them are much my style, Cloud replied. Come on, man, you're doing this to impress Tifa, right? Biggs tried to encourage him. Cloud looked at both, trying to think which would Tifa appreciate more. I guess I'll go with the bow. And you can see why I chose the bow. You can see why. Then it's settled, Biggs said, giving him a reassuring smile. After buying the clothes, Biggs walked with Cloud part of the way to the complex where his room was. I'm pretty sure Tifa is already getting ready, Biggs said as if he was thinking out loud. So dress up as soon as you can and head out with her. Have dinner, take a stroll with her, and basically just make sure both of you are having fun. And leave that big sword of yours behind. Cloud was surprised with Biggs's comment. I feel like I need to have it with me, he confessed, feeling a bit nervous for leaving it behind. Come on, man, no one's going to take that big piece of metal anywhere. Just leave it in your room. You're not going to fight, and that thing isn't you, Biggs reminded him. Show Tifa that she is your top priority tonight. See what I did that? Hi there, Debate, thank you so much for the lurk, thank you so much. How are you? See what I did there? For people that know the Final Fantasy VII story, I decided to leave here a little hint. That thing isn't you. This is Crisis Core stuff already, but I really like your... Oh, thank you so much! Thank you so much for the compliment. So this is a little something for people that know the Final Fantasy VII original story and Crisis Core. Cloud was... show Tifa that she is your top priority tonight. Cloud was still feeling a bit restless, but nodded with his head. And remember, just be yourself, Biggs said as he gave a strong push in Cloud's back, making him stumble forward. It has worked so far, he winked, turning around to return to his house, waving to his back. Recollecting himself, Cloud walked to his room, giving a glance at Tifa's apartment before entering his own. Changed his clothes, put on the accessories, and took a look at himself in the mirror. It was a sight he was not used to, but he didn't look too bad. Before leaving, he took one last look to the busted sword leaning lifeless against the wall, feeling like he was leaving something important behind. He tried to shrug off that thought and had to check on Tifa. In front of the door to her apartment, Cloud froze, unsure if it was rude of him to knock, if he was too early or seemed too eager. As he wasn't sure to move his hand to knock on the door, Tifa opened it as if sensing his presence. "Oh, Cloud!" she said, surprised to find him there, but also seemingly happy. "I was going to tell you I'm ready." Cloud wasn't even able to think straight. He was just gasping, fumbling for words as he saw Tifa with that beautiful purple dress, revealing her elegant legs, complementing so well her waist and bust, with beautiful star details that seemed to enlighten how shining she was. "Is something wrong?" she worried as Cloud stared at her without saying a word. "You're stunning," he was able to mutter. So I did like a play on words, because when he takes the drink, when Tifa gives him the Cosmo Canyon, he just goes, "Beautiful." And I try to do something like that. Tifa intertwined her fingers, swinging her body gently as she tried to hide her embarrassment. "You're also very elegant tonight, Mr. Strife," she joked, making Cloud look away in embarrassment. Tifa quickly approached him, hugging his arm against her body before he had a chance to move away. "So how about we take a chocobo ride to Wall Market?" she suggested. "There's not much to do here in the slums, and you already know the layout of the place, so how about heading to the party sector?" she winked. Cloud nodded, letting Tifa guide them, willing to go wherever she wanted to go. And next we have Chapter 2, and it's the last chapter, I think. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's the last chapter, I only wrote 2. Chapter 2, A Reunion and Another Promise. Inside the wagon destined to Sector 6, Cloud was sitting across Tifa, looking out the window as the scenery passed by, stealing glances at her. Tifa was also concentrated on the road outside, conscious of her body and how Cloud sometimes slightly turned his head in her direction, making her wear a bashful yet happy smile. As they arrived at their destination, Cloud got out of the wagon first, doing something that surprised even Tifa. He reached his hand to her, offering assistance in getting out of the wagon. She kindly accepted, letting go as soon as she was on the ground. "Then where should we head?" she asked, a somewhat childish smile as she stood in front of him. "Something to eat should be nice," he suggested, looking around in an effort to identify a restaurant. "I might know of a place," she laughed. "Follow me." Tifa showed the way, walking elegantly towards one of the restaurants in her high heels like she had done it 1,000 times. Cloud just followed behind, hypnotized by her every move, like he had always been since they were children. The restaurant they entered wasn't fancy, but it also wasn't some rundown place. A little bit casual, not so much that they would stand out in their somewhat formal attire. Some guys relaxing at the counter, a group of men and women at a table laughing, some couples and friends here and there. Tifa walked up to one of the free tables and Cloud, moving swiftly, managed to get in time to pull the chair for her. "Oh!" Tifa couldn't contain her surprise, blushing right after with a timid smile. "Thank you," she said, sitting down while putting her hair behind her ear. Cloud sat across her, observing her, as if waiting for her next cue. He was looking for her eyes, to lose himself in that deep red burning with passion. They both averted their gaze, reaching at the same time for the menu, their hands touching by chance. Cloud couldn't help a small gasp. Yes, I put... I wasn't seeing the punctuation. It had been such a long time since he last touched anything without his gloves. And although it was just for a fraction, Tifa's hand seemed so soft and warm. Before he could withdraw his hand, Tifa's fingertips were already touching his. "Your hands are much slender than I had imagined," she said with a soft voice, pulling her hand towards Cloud's hand almost unconsciously. "Always carrying that big sword, I kind of thought they would be rougher." She continued almost absent-mindedly, intertwining slowly her fingers with his. Finally returning to her senses, Tifa tried to withdraw her hand, but Cloud gently held her in place, refusing to let go. Tifa looked at him, trying to understand, but he was focused on reaching the menu with his free hand. "Have you been here before?" he asked, looking casually at the names of the dishes. "Not really," she answered, still embarrassed for holding his hand. "I just recognized the name from hearing clients at the bar talking about it and thought we should give it a try." "Do you get along with clients at the bar?" "What do you mean?" she asked, confused by his tone, rougher than usual. "I just meant they are chatty folk, especially after a few drinks." She chuckled, trying to lighten up the mood. Cloud turned away, recognizing his sour mood due to jealousy. "Well, if they ever go beyond chattiness, give me a howl," he added, trying to steer away the conversation. Tifa smiled gently. "I'll be sure to remember that." A waitress approached, her expression revealing her foul mood and tediousness. What's wrong, Cenas? What's wrong?" "Menino ciumento, claro." Claro que eu tinha de pôr o Cloud a ser um bocadinho ciumento. Ele é de vez em quando, mas ele tenta não mostrar muito. What will you two lovebirds have? She asked, looking at the walls with impatience. Both Tifa and Cloud reacted embarrassed, moving nervously, although refusing to let go of each other's hand. How about something to drink? Tifa said hurriedly, focusing her attention on the waitress. Maybe some wine? Rosé? Sure, a bottle, right? The waitress confirmed. And food? Cloud moved the menu so Tifa could see it. Your pick. Then I'm craving for some roasted duck. What do you think? Sounds good, Cloud answered with a slight smile. Thank you for the random shit. Why did that sound Russian to me? Well, sometimes people say that the Portuguese accent actually sounds like a little bit Russian. Hi there, wait, good child, how are you? How are you? Oh, were you talking about when I was speaking Portuguese? Some people do compare Portuguese with Russian. Roasted duck, gotcha, the waitress interrupted. I will bring your drinks. With silence now between them, they just savored it for a moment, the sounds of the busy restaurant in the background, their eyes focused on their intertwined fingers. So, Rosé. Cloud tried to strike up conversation, an excuse to look at her. You can see that Cloud is really awkward if his topic of conversation is rosé, is the wine. Cloud, how dumb can you be? It's the R. You speak like Russian. Yeah, it's yours. How are you doing? I'm doing well. How are you, wicked child? It's been a while. It's been a while since I've played... Well, it's not been a really long while since I've played Resident Evil, because I played Resident Evil 4, but yeah, I went to God of War Ragnarok and now I'm playing Crisis Core. And actually I'm returning to Crisis Core today, so I'm really excited. I panicked there, she confessed, laughing. I do like rosé, but it just happened to be the first thing that crossed my mind. Are you used to drinking? Here and there, on special occasions mostly. Never been drunk though. You? Not really. Being a soldier and all doesn't really give you the time for that. Before Tifa could pry deeper, the waitress put the bottle between them, placing 2 glasses in front of them, leaving without a word. Why did you quit? Tifa tried pushing the conversation, squeezing Cloud's hand slightly. I wanted to become a soldier, to be a hero and protect what matters. And things just weren't like I thought. There was no honor. Once again, everyone in the chat that knows about Crisis Core... Cloud's eyes seemed to become a little foggy, like they were stuck watching events of the past that they couldn't quite discern. Then mercenary, huh? Yeah, Cloud replied, trying to shake away cloudy thoughts. You see the pun? No, I don't know. I decided to put cloudy thoughts, but it was not an intentional pun. It was just a word I thought it fitted better. Yeah, nothing wrong with waiting before Resident Evil 5. You can live for a few years. No, but I will. So I've played Resident Evil 4. As soon as I finish Crisis Core, I will go to Yakuza 4 and then Resident Evil 5. I will not delay that because I want to go through the Resident Evil series. So I will go to Resident Evil 5. But after Yakuza 4, because I still have that one to play. There's not much I can do besides fighting, so thought it was a good idea to put those skills for hire. And what will you do with the money? Tifa asked, placing her hand under her chin in an elegant way. So this was the posture that I imagined for Tifa. Cloud paused for a moment, deep in thought. Never really thought about it. Then why not think about it now? Tifa suggested, her eyes glistening. We can set a goal, think about other dreams and objectives. We, Cloud whispered, looking at their hands still holding each other. Before Tifa could add anything else, the waitress appeared, placing the plates in front of them in a very rude way, ignoring greetings or delicacy, forcing their hands to part each other to make room on the table. "Well, let's enjoy our meal," Tifa said enthusiastically, determined to not let anything ruin her disposition nor her companions, picking up her cutlery to dig in. Mimicking her, Cloud took a bite at the roasted duck, letting the exotic flavor dance in his tongue. "You should try a sip of the rosé," Tifa advised. "It really gives this dish a nice kick," she added, winking at him. You see, because Tifa does punches and kicks. I'm sorry. "You have my blessing to skip Resident Evil 6. No, I shouldn't. No, I'm gonna play Resident Evil 6. I want to see what that's all about. I mean, if I tried Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8, and tried is the keyword, I only played the demo for Resident Evil 8, and I played part of Resident Evil 7 because a friend lent me the game. I'm trying to play Resident Evil 6. He followed her advice, feeling the twinge of the alcohol at the back of his throat. "The food's good, right?" Tifa asked, smiling. "And it's a nice change of pace." The food was great, but Cloud was drunk on Tifa's appearance, smile, voice, every sentence she said. He craved for it. "About what you said before," Cloud suddenly said, taking another sip of the rosé. "What do you think I should do with the money?" "I'm not sure. But there's lots of options, right? If you like to be on the road, you could always open some kind of delivery service. It could even be connected to the bar. You know, we have a lot of customers and people in need." And once again, there's a reference to the future for Advent children, so you may recognize what I just mentioned. And Tifa continued to chat away, seeing a bright future that Cloud couldn't even begin to imagine, but making him smile gently at how enthusiastic she was. But... wait, I thought this was... No, this is Tifa's line. But... Cloud returned to reality when Tifa suddenly shifted her tone to a shyer one. "You know, you could also think of settling down. Maybe stay in Sector 7 if you like, and we could keep connected like before. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is that you should choose something that makes you happy. I could help with that, you know. We could be together?" Cloud tried to ask, grabbing her hand, looking at her with wide, hopeful eyes. "Yeah, right." Surrounded by their own world, none of them really noticed the buff, tan guy that was approaching their table from behind Tifa. Exotic flavor dance in his tongue. I'm not thinking any, don't look at me. I like to be expressive in some. I don't like to do long descriptions, but I do like to be this. I like to be expressive in the way I describe things. So yes, there's an exotic flavor dancing in his tongue, and if you want to be imaginative, that was not my intention. But if you want, you can maybe think that I'm somewhat making a reference to her exotic outfit. But that's not, no dirty minds here. Too late. No dirty minds here. Yeah, as soon as he's here, it's always too late. I'm sorry, I'm kidding. Who cares about a skinny guy like you? This girl needs someone who can handle all of her. He continued, resting his hand on Tifa's chair as he leaned forward so she could see him. "I'm sorry, do I know you?" Tifa asked, obviously displeased. "Not yet, but you can get to know me and my friends at our table," he said, signaling a table behind him with two more guys, watching the scene with amused smiles. "There's a pair of things that we would like to give our full attention." "Back off." Cloud spoke for the first time. He knew Tifa didn't need his protection, but he couldn't just watch the rage starting to burn within him each time he heard the man's voice. "What did you say, ballerina?" The man provoked him, obviously annoyed. By the way, just cutting the action a little bit here, the way it was I use the word ballerina on purpose because for the ones that know, of course, there are some models that they always use for these recent games. Not for the faces, but when they were building Cloud's character, the devs were struggling with Cloud's design because, oh, you know, he's supposed to be thin, but at the same time he's supposed to carry that big ass sword around with him, and he's supposed to be able to use it to swing it. So they thought that the kind of body that Cloud should have is that of a male dancer, a male ballet dancer. And the reason I use here ballerina as an insult is a reference to that. By the way, I have not screamed porrada today. Almost said gato fedorento reference to o que tu queres ser eu at the fancy dress part. Yes, yes. But it's almost, porrada is almost happening in this part. This dude really wants a fight. I said back off, Cloud repeated in a slow and assertive tone. The man moved slowly, almost theatrically, as he moved towards Cloud's seat, preparing to deal the first punch. Cloud wasn't used to hand-to-hand combat, contrary to Tifa. Yet, although he didn't have his sword with him, he trusted his agility and physical strength. As the man tried to punch his face, Cloud lunged forward, leaping from his chair into the ground, using his legs to spring upwards, in a poor imitation of Tifa's uppercut. Although not trained, the momentum allowed him to give a strong punch to the jaw, rendering the annoying man unconscious. Porrada! Porrada! Gato Fedorento is such a classic on the Portuguese. Yes, it is! It is a classic, and I really enjoyed Gato Fedorento. I thought their anecdotes and their sketches were really fun to watch. Cautious, Cloud lifted his gaze to the man's table, seeing the two friends already up, but still undecided as what to do. Hey, douchebag! Cloud's concentration broke as an angry feminine voice called out to him. It was the waitress, walking furiously towards him as he stood upright, Tifa getting up from her seat. That's my boyfriend, you idiot! Yeah, Cloud replied, moving closer to Tifa. You may want to rethink that since he was hitting on other girls, he said, placing his arm around Tifa's shoulders and pulling her closer to him. Still surprised and baffled by Cloud's straightforwardness, Tifa just let herself lean against Cloud's body, looking away from other people's stares. The waitress's face began to turn red, maybe due to the embarrassment or the anger at Cloud's words, maybe both. It's her fault for coming in here like, watch your tongue. Tifa looked up at Cloud's face, feeling his grip tightening around her shoulder as his cold remark interrupted the waitress's shout. His face seemed frozen in an intense scowl, and it was the first time Tifa was seeing him genuinely angry. Just pay your meal and leave! The waitress was still able to mutter under Cloud's intense gaze, but much more timid now. Cloud took a few coins and tossed in her direction, turning away with Tifa towards the exit. Hey, this isn't nearly enough! The waitress shouted, her anger coming back. Cloud just kept walking, his rhythm unfazed by her words. Like I give a shit. I don't know, I just wanted this part. Do they take turns in this fight? No, they don't take turns because Cloud just did one hit KO. I really like the moment in Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't know why I like that moment so much, but there's a moment where Cloud just says, like I give a shit. And I wanted to put that moment here, and it just went so well with all that was happening, and I feel so proud of putting that sentence there. Don't ask me why, I just like it. Actually, I think I put that here.
Like I give a shit.
Yes. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. Okay, continuing. Now outside, feeling the cool night breeze, neither of them dared to speak a word or create some distance between them. Tifa wanted to thank him and tell him to go somewhere so they could still enjoy the night, but the sound wouldn't come out. I'm sorry. Cloud spoke first, embarrassed. Maybe I was out of line back there. It's true I'm not used to being protected like that. Tifa spoke slowly, carefully. But that doesn't mean I disliked it. Thank you for defending me, Cloud, she said with a happy smile peering into his face. He smiled gently in response. Anytime. So, how about we head someplace else? Tifa suggested, trying to lighten up the mood. I know of a bar around here. It has a really fun atmosphere and we can drink some more. I'll follow, Cloud agreed. But Tifa didn't walk in front of him. She grabbed his hand and walked slowly beside him, seemingly in no hurry to reach their destination. As they strolled through the bustling streets, Tifa captured the eyes of the passers-by. Look at that bombshell! Cloud could still hear the comments and whispers of people around them. Those comments irritated him, but they were true. Tifa was unique. Her long, silky black hair falling like a cascade over her bare back. Did I just hear something? Okay. Contrasting with her light skin tone, her curvy silhouette beautiful as if carved by an artisan to express the ideal beauty. But this was just the outside. Cloud knew how even more beautiful Tifa was on the inside, how she cared for the others, how strong she was, and how that light shone from within her through her eyes and smile, all her small gestures. Cloud knew because he was always enthralled by her beauty, even as kids. Tifa would always be surrounded by the other kids while he was left behind. Cloud? Cloud blinked a few times, returning to the present. You've been quiet for a while now, Tifa said, a crease between her eyebrows showing her worry. Sorry, just thinking. Well, in a few minutes we will probably be too wasted to think straight, Tifa said enthusiastically, noticing that Cloud didn't want to explain further. Tifa dragged him to the counter, seating him on the high stools. Please, the specialty of the house, Tifa asked the bartender, signaling both her and Cloud. Are you sure, miss? The bartender seemed a little worried. It's quite strong. It will be a test to our drinking skills, she said, winking at Cloud. What do you say? We have to test those soldier limits. See, limits? No, I'm sorry, no, it's not anything about that. Cloud snickered. Soldier doesn't exactly train you to hold your liquor. All the more reason to see which of us will hold up. One tough girl or one legendary super soldier? She teased him, elbowing him playfully. As the bartender served their drinks, Cloud drank a little to taste it, feeling the alcohol burning his throat, making his heart speed up, the sweet taste dominating his tongue while his eyes burned slightly. When he finally noticed, Tifa's head was tilted backwards, downing her drink in one go. Woo! Tifa said as she straightened up, putting down the empty glass, shaking her head vigorously. That is damn strong concussion! Cloud drank some more, the effect as strong as it was in the first sip. Not fair, Tifa said, leaning herself against Cloud's arm. Cloud was already having difficulty keeping focus due to the alcohol, and feeling Tifa against him, looking at him with such a childish and defenseless expression. I drank mine in one go. You're supposed to do the same. One of us has to take it slow, he said, finally downing the rest of the drink. Tifa laughed, an easy and heartfelt laugh. Yeah, I guess I should have chosen something weaker. I'm already feeling a little bit tipsy. She suddenly tried to reach something in Cloud's direction, her strength failing her and making her fall towards Cloud's lap. He was able to react just in time, grabbing her gently by the shoulders. Cloud knew what she meant. He was also starting to feel a little tipsy. He found it hard to focus on his surroundings, instead focusing on Tifa's beautiful eyes, on the elegant curve of her mouth, her plump lips, a little bit parted in what was a somewhat sexy way. How about some dancing to shake off the drowsiness? Tifa suddenly suggested, waking up Cloud as he felt her breath tickle his lips. She straightened up, jumping from the stool as she pulled Cloud behind her. She guided him to a side room where the music was pumping and people across the dance floor were jumping and swaying at the rhythm of the loud music, be it alone, in pairs, or even in groups. Tifa picked up an empty spot, letting go of his hand as she began to let her body be swayed by the music. "Come on, Cloud, feel the beat!" She encouraged him as Cloud felt more tempted to just sit back and watch the way her body moved in harmony with the music. "I can't dance," he tried to shout over the music. "Sure you can," Tifa said, grabbing his hands and making him move with her every move. "Just think of it as fighting. Sync the moves with your partner." And this is of course also a reference to the moment in Final Fantasy VII Remake where Cloud dances with Andrea. I think his name was Andrea. Yes, I think I'm not mistaken. And this is a reference to that because Cloud dances in that moment, which is really unexpected if you ask me. And when he does it, it's kind of like he's fighting. So I made a reference to that. Jumping around to the beat of the music, but in what was somewhat her usual fighting stance, she tried to do her bicycle kick, losing her balance as she landed in the high heels. In a reflex, Cloud grabbed her stretched hand and placed the other one on her hip, pulling her towards him. So you can imagine Tifa is trying to dance like on her fighting stance. And then she tried to do the bicycle kick, and that's a really good idea when you're wearing high heels. Tifa, at first surprised, just let herself calm down against his chest, feeling his proximity and warmth. Maybe we should just take it slow, she admitted, hearing the music transition to a slower one. Taking advantage of their position, Cloud started to rock them slowly from side to side at the rhythm of the music. Tifa leaned her head on his chest, hearing his heartbeat. "You know," Cloud said after a while, "I may take you up on that offer." Tifa raised her head to look at his face, his eyes turned away. "Settle down in Sector 7? Just not now. There's something that compels me to be on the move." "Then I'm always here to help," she replied with a soft voice, a reassuring smile. "I can't ask you that. You have a place to call home, people you care about." "I care about you," Tifa interrupted, finally making him look at her pleading face. "Remember, Cloud, words aren't the only way to make people know how you feel." And of course, I really had to put the fan service. We still haven't heard that, but yes, I had to put the sentence that is the fan service for Tifa. Cloud stopped their dance, grabbing both of Tifa's hands. "Then, can I make another promise?" Before Tifa could even find her voice to answer him, Cloud's hands were already holding her face like she was something precious and delicate. He was taking his time, slowly taking in the beautiful expression and features of his childhood friend. Tifa could read in his eyes, the soft eyes of the boy she recognized mixed with something different that she could not understand. The words that they were leaving unsaid because none of them dared to speak the truth, to face it, fearing that it might break them apart. And here I'm, of course, talking about the secrets that both of them are keeping from each other, from the others, from the group. There's a lot of stuff left unsaid, and that we are going to see for the next part of Final Fantasy VII Remake. And Cloud kissed her, gently, softly, more like a brush of lips. But Tifa could feel how much he wanted to cherish her, how much he wanted to go further, setting alight her own desire. But it also begged for patience, yet another promise of reunion, waiting for the right time. It ended as quickly as it had begun. Resting their foreheads together for a few moments, none of them felt like moving, and neither wanted to say a word. The mood for partying was gone, and reality seemed to nudge both back to their daily lives and missions. Holding hands, they decided to walk back to Sector 7, dragging their evening together. Their silence wasn't heavy. It was hopeful, filled with unspoken words they could feel. Even as they approached the familiar lights and layout of the sector, they kept their hands touching each other as they walked the longest path through back streets to reach their rooms. Their hands finally parted as each of them stood in front of their respective rooms, their eyes now holding each other. "Once it's all over," they seemed to say, the words hanging as they prepared the night's rest and the return to their daily lives. And there it is. I feel like I do have happy endings for my stories, but I feel like my cup of tea is writing bittersweet stories. So let me just change a little bit the perspective, and hope you enjoyed that. If you want to support this, this is not a website for supporting. Let me just turn this a little bit. But you can always check Archive of Our Own. You have the, I think I don't remember if I put it here, but I have my profile. And oh, thank you so much. Glad you enjoyed it. I do have stories with happy endings, but I feel like I really have a knack for capturing these bittersweet moments. So it's not a sad moment, but at the same time, of course, this is according to the story, the Final Fantasy VII Remake story, but at the same time, it's a little bit sad because they can't develop their relationship right now. Well, it is what it is. I will say one thing. I've been for about 2 hours because I had to dress before the stream. I've been for about 2 hours dressed in this, and I have no idea. I hope that Sector 6. I hope that Sector 6 is warm at night, because I have no idea how the hell did Tifa wander around at night in this outfit. Nor Aerith, by the way, because Aerith is also, her dress is pretty light. And I have no idea how these girls didn't have any cold, because I know for me it's winter, but I'm indoors and I feel I feel a little bit cold. I had also prepared another thing for this stream, but I'm actually not sure if I have enough time, but I would really like to try and play it. Speaking of outfit, are you saying the outfit is nice? I really like the mature dress. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to, well, first I wanted to cosplay her with her traditional cosplay, the top, the skirt, her usually fighting, her usual outfit, but I still haven't been able to put my hands on that, and I'm really looking forward to be able to do a shoot, or I don't know if I will wear it at an event. If I do, it would have to be during the summer. But I'm really looking forward to be able to wear this in an event or in a photo shoot, because I really like Tifa's appearance in this. And it would be so awesome to be able to like shoot something on a bar, because I feel like this would suit that kind of scenery. Let me see. So what I wanted to do is I decided to search a little bit, and I discovered there are some not really remakes, but some kind of fan projects that tried to do a remake before it was a remake. So let me see if I find that. And I will see if I can stream it. Okay, so let me see. Okay, is everything working well? You can hear me, right? For now, at least. Let me see if everything's working fine. Everything's working. Yep, okay for now. Everything's working. Okay, maybe you heard double, but I will try to... Let's see how it will work. I hope this isn't too loud compared to my voice. How is the sound compared to my voice? Can you please help me with that? I think I can maybe bring it down. Is this better? Okay. I can hear your voice, but I can't listen to the game. Okay, so it's too... not... it's... Okay, sometimes this thing... okay. Okay, is it better now? So, of course, because we are Tifa, we could pick between Cloud and Tifa, but we are, of course, gonna pick Tifa. So this is supposed to be a kind of Final Fantasy VII reimagined version. And here we have Midgar. Yeah, this is not accurate. Tifa just being with Cloud from the beginning. Sorry, you can't probably see it because my face is... Yes? Yes, please? What am I doing? Ah, yes. So, what are the controllers here? Okay, this is jump. How do I attack people? Could you give me a... How do I attack? Oh, it's with my mouse? Oh no, don't just start attacking me, my dude. Well, you are one tough soldier. Press Alpha 1, Alpha 2. What? What? What the hell is Alpha 1? Can you enlighten me on that? Oh, I see. Well, but that's not what you're saying. Okay, okay. No, it's right. Okay. Let's try lightning. No. Oh, why would you? What? Huh, interesting. So this is like a side scroller. Oh no, no, don't shoot. Aha! Are you done? No. The only thing I'm wondering is, what am I collecting? What is this? How the hell? How the hell? Can someone help me? Wait, fire materia. What? How? What? Are you telling me I just summoned Shiva? I don't know how I did that. My dudes. I need more guidance, I'm gonna die. Wait. She just became stuck. How the hell am I stuck on a blind corner? Oh my god, I broke the game. Why do I always do this kind of stuff? Oh my god, and I can't get out. Well, it seems I already broke the game, which is amazing. How the hell did I do that? Yep. And yep. How the hell? How was I able to break a game so fast? How was I? I have already said this in a lot of different games. I have a knack. I have I don't know how. I just have the ability to instantly break any game. I find all the bugs, I find all the weird things happening. I mean, in my first like 15-20 minutes of gameplay of Crisis Core, I found a bug. And I restarted the game. I restarted the last save point and I was still stuck in the bug. Yeah, no. I think it would have been a good idea to play that, but I mean, it's a fan game, so of course these kinds of things are always to be expected to happen. But I'm that unlucky. I'm that unlucky in just being able to find these bugs. And the other reason I'm going to maybe stop the stream here for today is I'm slowly but gradually and steadily becoming colder with each passing minute, because this is really not the cosplay recommended for the winter, even when I'm indoors. So I think I will leave it at here for today. So thank you so much everyone showed up. Sinners is here laughing at my ability to break any game that I play. And thank you so much for being there. It would be really interesting if I would do a stream playing Crisis Core as Tifa, but then again, it doesn't make a lot of sense with the cosplay that I have to be playing Crisis Core. It would make more sense to play, for instance, Final Fantasy VII Remake, or to be playing Crisis Core as Aerith. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. And I really want to cosplay Aerith as well, because I love Aerith. Of course, Tifa is for Cloud, and I really love Tifa in a lot of ways, but if you want me to pick between Aerith and Tifa, honestly, I don't know which one I like more. People will say that I don't know. I'm not even sure which one I'm more alike. So it's really a tough call. So thank you so much. Hope you have a good rest of afternoon, a good dinner, and I will see you later. May music always be your life force. Bye bye!